Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking with Sean Higgs right now from NJWiseGuys.com. We're going to cover the Carolina Cincinnati NFL Week 6 game. Sean Higgs, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
All right, Sean Higgs, NJWiseGuys.com. Tell us what it's all about for people who haven't been there yet.
Yeah, it's a great, multi-capper site, and what brings the people in is free picks, daily free picks. We got NHL underway now, college pro football, half dozen to 10 picks every Saturday and Sunday, free pick action. And not just the pick, of course you get content on there. And with college and NBA starting, we're going to have a lot of write-ups for individual teams and conference previews and stuff like that. So it's a great site to come to.
Sounds good. This is going to be a tough game that you have to analyze here, though, so we'll see what your handicapping chops are made of here. Carolina, Cincinnati. Cincinnati right now is a 6.5 or 7-point home favorite, so that's nice. You get a break on the side for the purpose of this video. Totals right now 43.5 or 44. That's down a tick from 44.5 or 45, which it was yesterday. Cincinnati, of course, off of the ass whipping to the Pats, and that was Cincinnati was off a bye. They had been rolling before that bye. The Pats had been looking, miserable. Some people were, writing the obituary. Some people were saying the Pats were cooked. I was one of them. I was 80% saying that myself. But the Pats came back and absolutely blasted Cincinnati. So is this a bounce-back situation for Cincinnati? Probably. Carolina was in a bounce-back situation last week, but before that, the 2 weeks before that, they got absolutely blown out. So the question is, which Carolina team are we going to see here? The one from last week or the one from 2 weeks ago? Which Cincinnati team we're going to see here? The one from last week or the one from before the bye? I'm not exactly sure. What do you think, Sean Higgs?
I'm going to the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's really changing my thinking. Again, you mentioned Cincinnati off a bye week. You figured they're going to come in, a lot to prove against New England, a good team. But New England, I guess, kind of a buzzsaw there off of a terrible Monday night loss. So they had a lot to prove. But I look at it this way. Since he just got humiliated, they're not a turnover team. Carolina, a win over the Bears. They needed a bunch of turnovers to pull that one out. Before that, against Cincy, Baltimore, and Pitt, averaging 30-something, almost 31 points a game given up. So I think Cincy's going to come back here, a lot to prove. Throw out last week. I had this team, I've said it before here, they're my AFC dark horse Super Bowl contender, and everybody's on Denver big or maybe San Diego now, but this Cincinnati team's great on both sides of the ball. And I've said before, like I said last week when I had the Bears, Cam, he's not impressing me right now. The offensive line's not helping him. The running game's a little banged up. The wide receivers, all right, sometimes he gets a good play out of one of them, but Cincinnati, I think, just has too much talent on offense. And in defense, let's not take that game last week, putting up 41 there. This is a good defense, a very good defense. And, 7's easy. I can see this being a 17 to 20-point win here, a real dominating win for Cincinnati.
All right, well, look, if we're talking about bounce-back theories here, Carolina was on a bounce-back last week. Cincinnati was on the bad end of a bounce-back from another team last week. So here, obviously, the situation sets up for a Cincinnati bounce-back. The question is just, obviously Cincinnati has the edge. The question is just, is this too many points? Minus 6.5, is that a 40% proposition or is that a 55% proposition?
When I see the 6.5, the 2.5s and 6.5, I think I said this before, I kind of lean to dogs a little bit because they want to say, well, home team should cover by a field goal or a touchdown. But I just don't think Carolina is that good. Without Hardy there, it's just a totally different defense. They're not getting any pressure. Cincy, Baltimore, Pitt, and the Bears, they're all pretty good teams. This is by far the best team they're going to face in that bunch. By leaps and bounds, I think they're much better than those teams.
Well, speaking to your idea, this is actually not 6.5 flat across the board. It's a split line, 6.5 or 7 widely available. So the market isn't saying definitively Cincinnati minus 6.5. We can give you 6.5 for the purposes of this video, though. Sean Higgs from NJWiseGuys.com. Liking Cincinnati here, minus 6.5 or 7. Thanks so much, Sean.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns. Big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.